Hello everyone and welcome back to the Humble Coder. I am Rahul and in today's video we are going to dive into the important topic of React.js, which is form and handling in React.js. So in this video we are going to see how to handle the forms in React.js. So forms are an essential part of web development, allowing users to interact with our applications. We'll cover everything from setting up a basic form to handling submissions and validating the inputs. So let's get started. Okay, so let's first of all discuss about the topics that we are going to cover in this video. First of all, what we are going to do is we are going to create the form, and then what we are going to do is we are going to use the states and store our data of the form, okay, which is called as controlled component. So I'm also going to explain you this thing. Then in the third point, what we are going to do is we are going to handle the form submission. That is, once we click on submit, what happens, and after that what we are going to do, we are going to display the data that we have submitted in our form. And in the fifth point, what we are going to do is we are going to reset the form. That is, the data that we have entered in the form, once we click on submit, it should get reset and everything should be clear. And at the end of this video, again we are going to take an important interview question which will be helpful for every one of you. So without doing much ado, let's get started. But before starting, I just want to let you know that if you want to access the code that I am doing in this video, what you have to do is you have to go to my GitHub repository. You can find the link over here. Also, I have provided the link in the description box of the video. You have to go to my GitHub repository and then you have to go to this specific repository, that is React tutorial. There you have to see the commit section. Once you click on this, you will find all the commits related to the videos, and if you want the code of a specific file, you just have to go here and click on that file and you can access the code that way. I have already explained you this in the multiple videos. So let's start and let's look at the first thing, which is creating our basic HTML. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write all the code in this app.js file only. So I'm going to create the RAFCE snippet, and this will give me the basic content. So let's now look at in our browser how it is looking. So you can see now it is showing the default content, which is app. I'm going to remove the default content and I'm going to add a React fragment. Okay, and here I'm going to write a h1 which says form handling in React. Once this is done, I'm going to save it and it should look like this now. Now let's create a basic form. So for that, I'm going to write the basic HTML for it. So let's quickly write the code for this. So I have created the form tag. Now I'm going to have just a name field and a language or the technology field inside my form. So first of all, I'm going to write name, and then I'm going to have an input which says type text, and placeholder is enter your name. Once this is done, let's save it and look at how it is looking. So you can see we have our name field with us. Now the next thing that we have is technology. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do technology. Instead of this writing like this, you can even make use of label tag, but I am writing straight away here. So the next thing that you have to do is you have to create a select drop down kind of thing. So what we will do is we will create a drop down, and inside that we will have our different values. So I'm going to remove these default things, that is ID and name. We don't want it as of now. Inside the select, I'm going to have few options. So first option will be of like select option. It says select option. Then I'm going to copy this and give the different options like my technologies that I want to display. So let's keep the technology as first one as React, second one as HTML, and the last one as CSS. So once this is done, this is how our form is looking right now. So I want that both of them to be in the next line or two different lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line break. So after this input, which is the name, so I'm going to put the line break so that it will look a little bit cleaner. So now just a minute, I have okay. So now if you see, yeah, it is looking pretty clear. Okay, let's also have a submit button. So I'll also create a button which says submit, so that we can submit our form later when we need it. So now again we need two BRs over here. Okay, so yeah, it is looking fine now. Okay, so right now if I enter anything and if I click on submit, you can see the form is getting refreshed, right? Just focus on this refresh button. When I type something over here and when I click on submit, the page is getting refreshed, right? You might have noticed it. We don't want this refresh behavior. So what can we do for it? So first of all, let's get rid of this refresh behavior. So we just don't want that the entire page should refresh when we click on submit. Okay, so for that, inside the form I'm going to call an handler which is on submit, and inside this I'm going to pass a function which is get form data. Okay, now I'm going to define this function. So here I'm going to write const, and I'm going to write the ES6 arrow function. We have used this in multiple videos previously, so you might be aware of it by now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a E which means event, and I'm going to write E dot prevent default. Okay, so if you remember, we have already learned about this in the previous video in detail. I have given a like detailed explanation, so I'll also explain in brief now. What does is it prevents the default behavior, okay, which was like to refresh the page. So once we click on submit, now no more the page loads, right, or page refreshes. So yeah, we have like get rid of that refresh situation. Now the next thing that we have is we have created the form, we have made the page to stop from refreshing. Now the next thing is we have to create the states and setting their values in the inputs. So what I mean is, let's see the points. We have created the form. Now also we have stopped the refresh. Now the second point is we have to use state to store the field data, and this is only called as controlled components. So what I mean by this, so we have these fields, right, the name field and the technology field. We want that the data that whatever we are entering should be saved inside a variable, so that later on we can display that data somewhere. So for that, what we need is we need some variables, and you already might know that those variables whose values gets changed, and those such kinds of variables in React are called as states. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a state. So for that, I'm going to use the functional state in React, for which we are going to use this use state hook. So I have made use of this use state and I have imported it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to define the states. So first of all, I'm going to write like this const, and there will be two states because we have two input fields. First one is name, set name, and its value is going to be use state, and initially I'm going to keep it as blank. In the similar way, what we are going to do is we are going to create another state for the second option that we have, which is technology, right? So I'm going to write technology, and here instead of set name we are going to have set technology, and again here also the initial value we are going to keep it as nothing. So right now we have created our states. The next thing that we have to do is we have to store the value of our input fields into this states that we have created, because just now what we have done is we have just created the states. Okay, so we have just created them. Now what we want is whenever we type in something over here, its value should be stored in our name state, and whatever the technology that we select here, its value should be stored in our technology state. So how can we do that? So if you remember, if you see, I have this input tag over here. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a event handler called as on change. Okay, so what it does is whenever there is a change in this input, it is going to track that. And how do we like store its value into our state name state? I'm going to show you that. So we have again, and we are going to just directly write the function over here. If you want, what you can do is you can write the function name and and again you can define it separately, but in order to keep the code minimum, I'm directly defining the function over here itself. So we can also define the function on the go in this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the event from here, and I'm going to set the name value based on this event. So I'm going to write event dot target dot value. So now what this will do is this will take whatever, whenever we are typing something in the input field, it will take that value, and on the go it will set it to the name state. So in this way we can set it. So let's do the same thing for the our other value that we have, that is the technology. So again I'm going to write over here in the select, inside this select tag. So whenever we change something on the select, its value will be stored in our not name variable but technology variable, or state, you can say anything. Okay, so in this way we have stored the value in both the states. So guys, basically I have made a typo over here while declaring the technology state. So set technology spelling was mistaken, so I have just corrected it. Now the next thing that we need to do is we have to there is a value attribute. So what we can do is in the value we can mention that the value for this is name, whatever its name is, and in the similar way for the select we can mention the value as technology, right? So let's do that first. So technology. So guys, now we have completed the 2 points, that is we have created the form, we have also used the state to store the field data, that is we have also taken care of the controlled components. Now the third thing is handling form submission. Now what we are going to do is we are going to handle the form submission. Also we are going to see how can we display the form data. So these both points we are going to see now. So I'm going to go over my form, and you can see right now I have a name field and I have a technology field. Okay, so whenever I want that, whenever I enter my details and when I click on submit in the console, my details should be displayed. So for that I'm going to write the code now. So you see there is this button we have, right? So I want that whenever I click on this submit button, there should be a function that should be called. So I'm going to call the event handler on click, and here I'm going to write the function name, that is handle submit. You can write any of the function names that you like. So I have taken this function and I'm going to define this over here now. So make sure whenever you are defining your functions, do it before the return statement. So here I'm going to define it now. So again here what we need is whenever we click on the handle submit button, the details that we have in our form, those should be displayed in the console log. So in this way we are completing both of our points, that is point number 3, that is handling the form submission, as well as displaying the data, which is point number 4. So I'm going to write over here console.log, and here I am going to write name. So basically because my name detail is set into my name state, and after that I'm going to write technology. So because my name technology value is stored in my technology state. So once this is done, let's go and check it. Now before testing it on our form, let's do one thing. You can see in the options value we have an empty string, right? So let's clear this value because we need the value over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these values, and now our work is done. Now let's test our form. So for that I'm going to go to my browser screen and I'm going to open my console side by side. You can see now when I'm going to enter my name and I'm going to select my technology, and once I click on submit, the details of both these fields should come on the console. Okay, so I'm now clicking on submit and you can see my name and the technology is getting displayed. So now we have covered both the points, which was our point 3 and 4. So for point 3, what I have done is I have taken care of the form submission, which is when I'm clicking on the submit form, the details are getting submitted, and point 4 was displaying our form data. So I'm also displaying my form data. So instead of console log, if you want, you can even display it on your screen. So that is other part. So we have displayed the form data also. Let's move on to our next point, which is resetting the form. So I want that right now what is happening is you can see when I'm clicking on submit, this default data is not going off, right? So I want that the data which I have entered in the form should be removed. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update few things in my handle submit. So because this handle submit is getting called whenever I'm clicking on the submit button, right? So I want that here the name state. So whenever, as soon as I click on the submit button, my set name value should be empty. So what this will do is this will basically clear our input and set the name to empty string. And after that, I'm also going to change the set technology to have no value, so that it will, what it will do is it will take the default value which was select option. As soon as I save it, and now let's try it. Whenever I click on submit, you can see the details of the name is now removed, and also the technology is set to its default option, which is select option. So in this way, we have also covered the last option, which was resetting the form. So we have covered all the points, and now it is the time for interview question. Okay, so let's move on to our interview question. But before that, let's revise what we have seen. First of all, what we did was we created our form using the basic HTML syntax. After that, what we did was we used the state to store our field data, that is also called as control components. And after that, what we did was we handled our form submission and displayed our form data in the console. And finally, we resetted our form data. And now it is the time for interview question. So interview question is again related to our second point only. So I'm going to show you the interview question now. So you can read that the question for today is explain the concept of controlled components in React and how are they used for form handling. Provide an example of a control component used to create a simple input form. Now, if you have not paid attention to this control component while learning the form handling, you might never come in contact of the control component word only. So that is why it is important that while learning the form handling, it is important that you encounter this interview question also. So let's answer this interview question. Control component in React are components that have their state controlled by React itself. In the context of form handling, control components are used to manage the form's input elements, where the state of the input fields is controlled by React's state management. So you can see what we have done was we have made the states for the inputs in our form. When an input element's value is tied to the component's state and is updated through the onChange event handler, it becomes a controlled component. Again, I'm going to read this line because this is important. When an input element's value is tied to its component state and is updated through the onChange event handler, it becomes a controlled component. Now you might even easily understand what this means because we have already done this in the code. This approach allows React to have full control over the input's value and enables synchronization between the input and the component state. So I've also taken this example once again, which we did in the code. So I first created the form, and inside the input tag, what we did was we called a onChange event handler. Inside that, we called a event, and we set the value of our name state to set name event.target.value. So what this was doing is on the go, whatever we are doing the change in the input, it is setting its value to the name state. So I hope now you have got the understanding of this interview question also, and now you know how to take care of form handling in React.js. Just in case if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section, and to see more such videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video.